Um, well, as I said yesterday, it's my movie director's story. So it's interesting because she liked the way that I am originally, so my personality. So I kind of sticked to myself, and then she guided me for the way I would feel, like the internal pain. She really guided me through that condition. But it was really easy. I didn't create a character. I just took some of myself, of the pain that I had, because I felt a different kind of pain at the time. And I just, built my character with what I know, what my movie director lived, and it was very natural.
Yeah, like a black woman, I used to go to the salon for make my hair, and I decided to learn how to make it. So this atmosphere I know since because I have 47 years old. So it's like maybe 20 years or 30 years of my life I go to the salon, and this is a special ambiance there. And this one I just need to express what I saw, what I know, and this is it sadness or pain is a part of our life, and like a woman need to support a lot of things. And this role, I'm mother, so when I saw her, like I imagine if I have a daughter, is who have a pain, how I would be. Is this is character I wear to play this role, like a mom who saw her daughter suffer. Yeah.
We rehearsed a lot because she really wanted like a choreography of how she would film. So there was a lot of rehearsal. And because we rehearsed that much, it was easy for us on set to improvise. So we had space and room for improvisation because we knew exactly what to do. So it was, Yeah,
because this part, she let something... She asked her to be like free. At the same time, of course, she have a control, and she know how to guide us. And we really go have a nice moment. It's small or cozy and a sisterhood atmosphere because it's from different women come from different countries from Africa or Caribbean. So, yeah.
I personally, I don't experience endometriosis, but I know a lot of people who do, a lot of women who do, and it was very interesting because I did another festival, and men who have their daughters, their wives, their girlfriends, they know about that disease, and we have to talk about it because it's very recent that it's considered as a disease, and before it was, women had to. Doctors thought that it was in women's head and it was nothing, not a big deal. But a lot of women spoke about it and it is a disease. So it should be in films and we should talk about it because it's real.
Because a lot of women have period pain, but we can imagine that the pain could be with endometriosis more than what we can feel. And I think this story can touch a lot of women in this world because now we have the role she play. We put a name for all pain she have. So it means pain is for something. It's not no, it's nothing. It's like a freedom for her to have this like etiquette in French we say, and this one she say like, I can breathe now. They can considerate my pain. They can do something for my pain. Yeah.
And before it was normal to, women think it's normal to have period pain, but it's not. And that's something I didn't know before that movie. So I think other women who maybe they don't even know they have that disease and they just take it in. They just have to stand the pain, but they don't. It is a disease. And women seeing this movie, they're like, okay, maybe I have something. It's not all in my head. It's not something natural. As women, we are taught to keep our pains to ourselves, whatever pain it is. But in that case, yes, the story is about that disease, but not only about that disease. You can relate to it with any other pain that you feel. And as a woman, and especially a black woman, there is a syndrome called the Mediterranean syndrome, where doctors don't take black women seriously. And my movie director, that's her story. So for years, she was trying to figure out what she has. And she also lost her mother, who wasn't taken seriously by doctors, especially white doctors. So yeah, it's something that's real, and it's still going on, and we should talk about it even more. And women, they're too used to taking it in, and we should talk about our pains.
During a lot of century, woman pain, woman what is like everyone says like that is a woman area. Everything around, it's like, okay, it's normal to suffer. It's normal to suffer when you have you are pregnant. It's normal when you have a baby. It's normal when you are mom. You can't say that, oh, I'm tired. No, you have a chance to be mom. So shut up, and you need to. It's normal to support everything. Period pain, have pregnant babies. So I think it's now, yeah, maybe more and more medical research put the money for for find a solution about all this.
It was, but while doing the castings, Aude, the movie director, was she really wanted to test the chemistry between the actresses. So she liked me, but she wanted to test me with Marie-Solange. She wanted to test me with other actresses. She wanted to test me with the boy who plays my lover. And yeah, she really wanted that chemistry between two people, between two actors, and then between the group. So that's something that she really worked before shooting, and on set it was just so natural. It was obvious. We just had the room to just enjoy ourselves. I think there are not enough women in the movie industry. I don't understand why. When I observed my movie director, Aude, there is something very delicate in her gaze, the way she sees things, she directs. It's very smooth and very, very subtle. Men have a different approach, but I don't like to distinguish. Some men are very sensitive and they're very delicate as well. But women have a way of expressing certain things, and I really don't understand why there are so little movie directors. But there are more and more. I think with social media and the new era, the new generations, women have more voice, and they're bold enough to express their own ideas. So slowly but surely things are changing, but it's still a little bit slow to me.
Yeah, but I think one point that maybe for the business, because for making movies you need the money, and I think much of the business guy will give money, or in French we say subvention. Men, that's it, no?
Men are at the roots of everything. It's weird. So women have to get at the roots of everything. That's true. I didn't even think about that, but it is true, yeah. Some women have to get to the core of it, and it will grow. New flowers will grow.
It's like an artist woman, photographer woman, a filmmaker, a writer. It's like, for a curator. Most of us a lot of curators are men. Yeah.
And businessmen, those behind that are men. So they kind of follow. There is, I don't like to call it like that, but I'm going to say it, like trends. And then they kind of sense, okay, now women, they express themselves. So we're going to give this one a chance. Give that woman a chance. But it's like, I have the impression that they're using the era for their own benefits. So that's why women have to be at the core of things. So it's not going to be a trend anymore. It's going to be very natural. It's important because you can discover new movie directors, actors, artists. Yeah, it's a place of discovery, of meeting people, talking. Just a place of expression. I see it as a place I feel free when I'm in a festival. I discover something new from different countries. So even it opens your mind to other ways of filming, other ways of creating.
I think it's a way to to make alive the movies. The festival is a way to make a life, because it's like a second life. Because before, people stay in front of TV, go much more to see a big movies from America, blah blah blah. But festival is a way to give a second chance or life to the movies, short or long movies. It's a way to give a life. It's a life, you know. Because the movies can have a second life in Spain, in Australia, in Africa, in America, Djibouti, or South Africa. Yeah.
I agree. And it's a way for when you go and you discover new culture inside a new film, yeah, it opens your mind up.
It's very, because it makes a different. Yesterday, the movies we saw is Canada, France, Spain, Finland. It's amazing. C'est la vie. This is the life, you know? Yeah.